is up, SGDQ 2021? I am your host, SporadicErratic. I hope you are having a lovely morning or evening or whatever time it is for you, wherever you are watching from. I cannot quantify how hype I am for this next run that we have coming up. It is incredibly broken. I'm so excited. It's Arabian Nights with Goost.
Yeah, so this is Arabian Nights. Good morning, by the way, everyone. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this game other than let's just get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Arabian Nights, it's a game with a bit of a reputation, but I mean, I enjoy playing the game. We're gonna go see this cutscene. We don't actually have to go here. But I'm just gonna show it off anyway because I like it.
For your beautiful eyes, Allie. Come closer, darling. It is I, Melissa, your sweet princess. How happy I am to see you again.
Say your prayers, you scum of the earth.
So, safe to say, that was not Melissa. A little bit about the story of the game. It kind of follows the template of the 1001 Nights. Also, I'm going to be picking up this bread. It's extremely important. Shoutouts to Sajiki. But yeah, actually let's talk about the story later, because we're going to have the first glitch here. We're just going to push ourselves into the wall, and depending on our camera angle, Ali will start like shaking a lot, and at some point we're far enough into the wall that I can just turn around, fall down, and at some point I will hit the bottom of the level, which respawns me at the top, and we'll just fall onto this roof here, and we can just navigate to the exit of the level here. Don't fall down there. Flip into there, because otherwise the game crashes. There's a lot of little things like that that you actually have to keep in mind when running this game. So that's Melissa. That's the first of the 5 daughters of the Sultan that we have to actually have to save. My hands are a little bit cold, so this jump is actually kind of difficult. Yeah, so the 5 daughters of the Sultan have been kidnapped by the Grand Vizier, who's trying to take over the Sultanate, and we are out here to just save them, and that's the first episode beaten. One of the things you'll see is that you go out of bounds a lot in this game. Either by going through walls or just using the level geometry. So now we're in the sewers. This is just a very short level where I need to make sure that this guy to the right does not get activated, because if he does, he will try to poison me, and I don't have an antidote. And that's a big problem, because poison actually kills you in this game. There's nothing you can do without an antidote.
The little scum has managed to escape. Be very vigilant. He is very fast and clever. The master will not be pleased if we fail. No.
So that's the first boss we're going to be killing. We used to joke about this game that the sword is absolutely useless, but we found a way to actually make this sword actually really strong. Oh, this is bad. Can I sneak by? Yes, he does not see me, and the great thing about stealth mode is that enemies won't be able to see you, will die immediately.
My savior, here you are at last. Quickly, let's go back and see my father. You know, I'm protected by the good genie who created me, and no one can kiss me before marrying me. Should that happen, the good genie would immediately take me back to my father. Oh. Well then, give me a kiss, my pet. Then meet me at the palace.
that was the first princess who got kidnapped and saved in like, I don't know, under a minute. So that's a pretty good speed there. Those archers back there, they have the ability to turn into a sniper, and they get very scary if they do, but that's a rare occurrence these days, unfortunately. So in this level we're gonna be abusing the level geometry to get out of bounds. That's not how you get over there. You need to pick this face up because there's a bunch of lives in there. We need the lives for like the final boss. This is a new setup somebody found while playing this game casually. Shoutouts to JJ Ho. This setup, I didn't know it existed, but apparently it does. And I need to land in the correct spot for it, but it didn't look right. This setup is kind of tricky, but we need to land back up on the roof of the level, and hopefully that'll happen soon. It's a bit finicky, this one. So now we're on the roof of the level. The game will get a bit messed up because it tries to hide everything that we can't see, and it's having a bit of a hard time with it because we're out of bounds. So this is one of the few levels where we actually have to do the intended puzzle. This is really just one of the few where I actually have to do stuff. And to finish this level I have to collect these puzzle pieces to put into a wall, and then a genie comes out of the wall. My advice for this game is do not try to make sense of it, because some of the things simply don't. But yeah, as we're picking up these puzzle pieces, the enemies will try to murder us, but you know, we're just gonna ignore them. Right here there's a snake pit. This snake pit can be a bit annoying because I need to kill these snakes down here before the snakes up top are able to actually get me. And this game has a lovely kind of auto-aim to it. And at times, if you're trying to cast a fireball at the snakes that are close to you, the game will just decide at the last moment to aim at the ones that are far away from you, and it's a bad time. This is the genie.
Thank you for freeing me, my good friend. We shall meet again.
It went that way.
Spoilers. I don't think we'll meet again with the genie. So this episode starts out again with going out of bounds, because that's the thing you do in this game. So we're gonna land on this ledge, and the weird thing is I need to jump very specifically on this stair to actually make this jump, even though it looks like you could easily make it. I don't know what's up with that, but that's just the way it goes.
Attack!
Another thing I should note is that this game has a really generous save system. So I'm gonna be spamming the... I'm gonna be spamming the save button a lot to make sure that I don't die like this. Alright. These things happen. It's Arabian Nights. Oh, come on.
I mean, you saved it, right? You saved it, so we're all good.
Yeah, it's a good thing the save system works like this, because this game is also a bit crash prone, so yeah, we kinda need it. If you have a quick message to read out, then that would be
I have all kinds of lovely donations coming in, including this one from Spark, who sent in $25 and says Arabian Nights, Game of the Year, every year.
I agree.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Alright, so we're coming up to the end of the level. Again, we need to kill this thing. But again, we go into stealth mode by double tapping shift, and then we just slash him once with our sword, and he just disappears. So in this level, we're just gonna jump through this wall. For some reason, it's not very solid, and yeah, now would be a good time to talk about the out of bounds thing. So whenever you hit the bottom of a level, you teleport back to the top of the level, but when you do the teleport thing, you also either pick up an item or trigger a cutscene, and that allows us to do a lot of things in this game. And one of the things that just happened is I picked up the flute, and the flute allows me to jump in midair. So this is a bit of an issue. This happens all the time, so don't worry. I just need to reset. But yeah, the flute allows me to jump while in midair, and I just need to go to this I just need to get to this cutscene to do this dancing game with this princess. So if you have another few messages to read out, then this would be a good time.
Absolutely. Well, I have a donation here from Akane for $10. It says, amazing event so far. Always love Silly Block. Thank you for this great start to the Way Too Hot Swedish summer. And I did want to remind everybody that every donation here counts, and with $10, MSF can purchase 45 emergency food rations for use in a crisis or natural disaster. So just a reminder that we are raising funds here for Doctors Without Borders, and even the smallest donations make a huge difference. So thank you all for your generosity.
I feel troubled, attracted.
So we now
I am
are talking to the
overwhelmed
next
with joy
princess.
from being near you. Quick, let us go see my father so that he may unite us.
She's extremely impressed by our dance moves, so she decides that she wants to marry us. These stairs, by the way, are the biggest enemy in the game. You get stuck on them all the time, and I actually intentionally do it here because it gives me cutscene control, which allows me to do a few things in this cutscene. Whenever
Father, this is the man I wish to wed. He is.
So this is the Grand Vizier. He's
But
evil.
his heart is full of riches.
I know that already.
And if I do this directly, I can
He has numerous qualities,
him down.
and I think that the five rewards that are promised will give him a great deal of energy.
What a lovely bit of milk. He is
End of the game, right?
lucky, but he will rue the day he stole my little musket from me.
Perhaps you wish to say something, Grand Vizier?
I simply wished to point out to His Majesty that the sun was going to rise soon, and that our valorous seducer had only one day left to ease your most majestuous sorrow.
Yes. Thank you for bringing us back to the harsh reality, most precious Vizier. My other daughters are out of the palace. I feel it. Make haste, my son. My future son.
So what happens at times with this cutscene is that the Grand Vizier actually respawns, and I can kill him a multitude of times, and he actually drops money every time he does, so that's kind of convenient for speedrun, but I've brought it in enough money that I probably don't need it. But yeah, the flute jumping. You basically just use the flute while in midair, and I think it creates like a tiny platform below you, which allows you to jump off of it while the animation for the flute stops. And yeah, you just abuse that a lot in this game once you get to this point. This level is a bit hard to navigate through because the tight corridors combined with the camera is making it quite difficult to actually control. That's something I've not really talked about much, but the controls of this game are, yeah, special, to say the least. Another thing that the flute allows us to do is clip through ceilings, or when you're below a floor, you can also clip through the floor, which I guess makes it a ceiling. right here we're gonna be clipping through the ceiling. This ceiling clip can be a bit annoying because it kind of depends on how high up you are to actually get through it. So this is always one of the few spots where I actually have to kind of adjust and improvise. And yeah, we're going to be falling out of bounds for a little bit again, so we're going to be picking up a few items that are actually necessary to complete the next level. If I had reloaded my save here, I would not have picked up the singing reed, and I actually looked up how to actually get it properly without doing this. That would be a big problem. Let's just say that.
Good day, Lord Gardener. I'm the new apprentice.
I do seem awfully young for this profession, lad. It's just not like in the old days. Well, to start with, go get me some pear pips in the fruit garden. I need them for my experiments. The password is at the Aqaba plant hydrangeas.
So that's the gardener. He is actually the brother of the Sultan. And to go into the story a little bit more, the gardener actually found the magic lamp that the genie came out of that we saw earlier. But the Sultan actually stole the magic lamp from the gardener. And the Sultan at the time wasn't the Sultan, so he had a wish to make himself the Sultan and have 5 daughters, and they were all born on the same day. And if they don't marry before they turn 21, they will get cast out on the street, and if there are no legal heirs to the Sultan, the Grand Vizier takes over. So surprise, surprise, that's why the Grand Vizier is kidnapping the daughters. But it's not actually the Grand Vizier that is planning to take over, it's actually the gardener, because it turns out he's evil.
Password.
At the Aqaba feast, plant hydrangeas.
Yeah, it's good. You can go.
Most authentic accent in the game. So this cutscene, if I don't do anything, it will just keep playing. I don't know why this cutscene exists, but the only theory I have is that there's some banana peels that appear on the ground, like below the tree there. And my theory is that the cutscene just exists to explain to people why there are banana peels on the ground. So right here I need to do another puzzle as intended. I need to carry over this very heavy bucket with the water and fill up these jugs. And it's gonna take a while, so if you have something more to read out, then this would be a great help.
No, I absolutely do, and I saw that chat was a little confused about the idea that this game has a story. Well, Courtney Rail sent in a $100 donation and says, when this game was run a few GDQs ago, the couch and runner asked whether this game was accurate to the collection of stories it is based on. Having read several translations done by various native Arabic speakers, I can say the game isn't too far off from what happens in Shahrazad's stories. Just mentally replace demon and angel magic with PC glitching. The game is missing people turning into dogs, cities becoming fish ponds, and Atlantis analog. Loving SGDQ 2021 so far, and a huge thank you to everyone who has made this event possible. Good luck, Goose.
That is actually amazing that we have somebody that actually knows the lore of the original stories. That is actually great.
The game has lore.
And it's
Who knew?
actually accurate as well. That is actually amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Courtney Rail, for your generosity and for that educational moment.
So we just solved this puzzle. There's a big scary tiger here, but luckily we have a flute. Yeah, he's so scary. Oh my god. I'm shaking. Also, this gate, it opened in the previous cutscene and it just opened again, but the other way around. It makes a lot of sense. Also, I have a little bit of cutscene control, so I can move the mouse around here and do this. This game is quite silly, as you might imagine. So the only reason we actually come in here is to pick up the tasty fruit, because the next daughter we're gonna meet, she needs a bouquet to actually want to marry us. But before we get to her, we need to actually eat the pear to get the pear pips, because otherwise the gardener won't talk to us again.
Here, Lord Gardener, here are the pips.
Oh, they're not very big. It's just not like in the olden days.
Well, it don't smell too good round here.
That's normal, kid. I'm trying to create the flower of 1,000 scents. It doesn't work every time. Instead of hanging about like an old magpie, go get my hoe. It's in the chest, in the tops. Here's the key.
One thing that I absolutely love about the gardener is that his voice lines are just copy-pasted together, which makes the pacing very weird. But yeah, we have what he needs. I'm just gonna run in here to show off another little cutscene.
Spearline is bound to make a scene if I don't bring her the complete bouquet.
Your bouquet of the 5 senses is incomplete. It must be made up of the singing reed, the flavoursome fruit, the rainbow flower, the non-pricking cactus, and the plant of 1,000 scents. You're no better than all the others.
And then I'm just gonna quickly reload again, because if I don't, the insects will probably kill me, because they'll be a nuisance the entire level. But yeah, she wants this very specific flower if you want to be eligible to become her husband. And it's kind of funny because there's like if she doesn't get married today, she gets cast out. So she's a little bit too picky maybe. But you know, that's how these things go. So we've made the flower of 1,000 scents, which, you know, you just need to remember the correct combination for the seeds, and then it just appears. Right here I'm gonna be doing another out of bounds jumping thing, and this level actually has a, I guess a developer hotkey in it, where if you press T, it actually spawns the final flower. And that skips a extremely annoying puzzle, which I don't want to do because there's a risk of getting poisoned, and I don't have an antidote. There's a thing about... There's a thing about when you interact with stuff, you actually get locked into an animation, but that doesn't go for the enemies. They will absolutely try to murder you while you're trying to solve a puzzle. So that's why I'm very glad that we can actually skip that entire sequence, because it is, yeah, pretty bad. We're gonna jump out of the ceiling here, and we're gonna be using a trick here where I reload a save, and when I do that, it changes the order in which I either pick up items or trigger cutscenes while out of bounds, which makes this cutscene trigger very fast.
I have a pass, signed by the Grand Vizier himself.
By the Grand Vizier? In that case, you can go.
You look a bit nervous at the moment.
It's understandable. That lousy Black Moon sect is infiltrating everywhere.
But just what is this sect?
Hey, I'm no informer. You want information, you've only got to go see the town guide. Ahmed? Open the door!
So I wonder if the Black Moon sect was actually part of the original stories by Chazoshtare, I believe is her name. It's like a medieval times piece of literature. We're just gonna jump out of bounds here again, and once we land, we're gonna be in a cutscene with somebody, and everything will be totally fine here. Don't worry about it.
Ah, finally. Irma the Redhead.
What can I do for you, handsome?
The guide told me you could tell me about the Black Moon set.
Ah, that Mustafa. What a blabbermouth. He's not the only one, though. The tom-tom player, he's a talker too. In bed. He's a former sect member. I think he could inform me.
So that was Irma. She is, well, let's put it this way, a lady of the night. Normally you're supposed to go through this level to find like 1,000 people, and they'll point you towards the tom-tom player, but we can just completely skip that. This is a fight that is a bit dodgy at times. I need to make sure I don't trigger the cutscene before he actually starts fighting. We need to do this fight because we need to get a better sword, and we just start the fight by throwing a bomb at him.
You were very lucky.
I mean, that's how I like to
But
start
I
fights.
keep my word. Take this weapon, and don't let me see you again.
It's funny because he's all like, yeah, you were very lucky, we had a fair fight and all that, but we just threw a bomb at him to start fighting. Normally you're supposed to actually pay him for
Okay,
the
don't
fight.
tell me any stories. I know you're a former member of the Black Moon set. And don't waste my time, otherwise I'll denounce you to the Grand Vizier's guards.
Oh, sure, not so loud. I was kicked out of this sect a long time ago for incompetence. What do you want with me?
Show me the passage to the sewers.
Okay, let's go.
Right, so we need to enter the sewers. And I was just thinking to myself, my health is a bit too high. I need to lose some health before we get to a certain point in the game. So let's actually get this guy to attack me a few times. As in, not too many times because he'll stun me. But this should... yes, okay. We got to the point where I wanted to be at. We're at very low health now. And this serves no purpose at all. Except that it makes cutscenes a bit funnier because, oh, well, that's an issue. It makes cutscenes a little bit more funnier because Ali will stay in his oh, I'm in pain animation, and yeah, that just makes certain cutscenes just a tiny bit better. I'm just gonna see if I can avoid getting hit here. Alright, we should be good. Yeah. So here we need to pick up this magic turban. It serves no purpose for the speedrun, but it prevents the final cutscene from crashing. And that's literally the only reason I pick it up. What it does is it actually allows you to cast bigger versions of the spell much faster. Oh no, that's bad. That's poison, by the way, in the sewers, so you don't want to touch that, because you're gonna die. That's just how things are in this game. But luckily, we always have a fast save handy, so we don't have to go too far back to actually reset. We're gonna be killing this guy right here. He drops the key that allows me to leave the level. There's a few other enemies in the room, but we don't actually have to fight them because we can just, you know, walk past them. This is the shortest level in the game. I'm gonna do save and load, and then just jump out of bounds, and the level beats itself in like 5 seconds. So this is pretty much the shortest level in the entire game. And we're gonna pick up another rainbow flower for some reason, which isn't even in this level. I've had this yesterday while practicing, and I don't know why that happens, but it does. And you know, I think that's a good summary of Arabian Nights in a nutshell. Things happen, I don't know why, but you know, we'll just accept it for what it is. Right here, I'm just gonna jump.
Tagline.
Yeah.
Things happen. Arabian Nights. Things happen. I don't know why.
So right here, we're gonna have another boss fight. And as is tradition, we just pull out the sword, go into stealth, and he just dies. This fight used to take literally 1.5 minutes to actually complete. Because you had to charge up fireballs. And even with the magic turban, that still took forever. So, yeah, that was a bit of an issue. So right now we're just gonna fall out of bounds until we hit the cutscene again.
Hey, come on, that's enough. Open up. All my papers are in order.
Are you a moron or what? You can't get out without a mount.
So yeah, we need to get a mount, and to do that we need to talk to this guy, but we need to talk to him twice, because the first time he's like, yeah, I have this special deal for the 1000th customer, so we just talk to him after talking to him the first time, and then he just gives us the voucher for a camera.
20 pieces of gold. I can give you a commentary on the
This is probably the least,
as well as the Great Gate, concealed under the reign of Nureddin.
If you have a quick message,
protection
that
against
would
the
be nice.
barbarian invasions of the Hittites.
Absolutely. I have one here from B-Worm, who sent in $50. It says, hey Goose, good to see you live. And greetings from Germany to you, GDR Jake and the chatties.
Egyptian campaign.
Hey bro, thanks. Yeah, it's good to be here doing this run.
Oh, I got it wrong. It was Worm. Oh.
Yeah, that's a common mistake, I think.
It is said that on account of this journey, all the camels of the region have short names.
We have time for one
So,
more?
That is only a legend.
We'll have time for another one soon again.
Okay.
But yeah, this guy just talks about how these columns were transported here by however many people and whatever, and that's why the camels have short legs. It makes very little sense. As does most of the things in this game.
Sorry for you, but I want a voucher for the hiring of a dromedary for 1 week, all expenses paid.
Mustafa had his 1000th visitor. You can take the beast. He's ready to go. I filled him up for a week. Have a good trip.
I like how he's just standing there with dollars in his hand. Like it's the most normal thing in the world.
I like how the camel's just vibing.
Oh, we had a decent cycle here. This guard cycle changes. Also, the button to open the gate is on the outside of the city. Let that sink in for a moment. It's, yeah, a bit weird. Because, like, if you try to invade this city, you're just gonna press the button and you're in. So, we're gonna go out of bounds to this level again, and we need to actually jump to the very end of the level here. So if you have another few donations, this is probably the right time for it.
Wonderful. I do have a few donations. I have a $10 donation here from Rune, who said, attack! What have we been doing? We've been attacking.
Yeah.
And I have a $20 donation here from Claire Webster, who says, hey there, Silly Games Done Quick. I figured I should get a donation in for some of these awesome prizes before hitting the hay for the night. After all these years watching, Silly Block and Awful Block always pull me in more than anything else, just for showing me cool games I've never heard of before. So good luck, Goost, on the rest of this run. and everyone running while I'm gone for the night. We do have some really amazing prizes available. If you want to see all of the prizes, you can head on over to gamesdonequick.com and click on the prize tab, and you can see images of all of the beautiful prizes we have available in this silly block. I'm kind of partial to the computer mouse perler bead sprite myself, and it's only $5 minimum donation for that one. So just those little donations can win you these amazing prizes.
So we just beat another boss. Normally, if you walk into the room without any of the rings you pick up in the game, you will just absolutely die. But we cheat and going through the floor. This line, it always cracks me up for all the wrong reasons.
The little princesses just to myself.
I think I'll just take a little stroll over to the merchants. You can never be too sure.
I just need to buy a bunch of knives because we're gonna be fighting the Grand Vizier. My health might be an issue. I might have to do this over like once or twice because, like I said, stairs are the biggest enemy of this game. I'll probably get stuck on these stairs, and that makes this fight a bit annoying.
He was kidnapped by those damned Black Moon sect fanatics. It is I who shall replace him from now on. I find we see you much too often these days, and I just wonder if you're not the cause of all our problems. In fact, you represent a threat to the kingdom, and that threat must disappear.
Yeah, I'm stuck on the stairs here. Oh no, he froze me. Please don't do it. No, don't do this. Okay, I have to reload. Let's actually go back to skipping cutscenes real quick, just to save some time. You basically skip cutscenes in this game by just lowering the volume. That's how advanced the tech in this game is. Now, the thing is, since we're now skipping the cutscene, the Grand Vizier fight will actually start immediately. So I have to be very aware of that and hope I don't get hit by the freeze spell again. He basically picks a random spell to actually cast, and one of them is Shield, which is ideal because that means I don't have to do anything. That is not the shield. Just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna heal up because while I would like to carry this state of being at low health throughout the entire game, it's gonna be a bit difficult if the Grand Vizier just decides to destroy me because it's completely RNG. There's really not much you can do about this. This guy actually does sell a potion to shield you against his spells, but you cannot drink the potion fast enough to prevent the first hit, so there's no point in me picking it up. I actually recently looked at it, and yeah, there's no way to make this more consistent other than, you know, having health. Okay, he got interrupted by that spell. He did the shield. Okay, that's good. I just need to make sure I aim high, and actually I do want sound effects now because otherwise I don't know if I actually am hitting him. The nice thing about hitting him with the knives is that he I just got confused by him reviving again. If you hit him with a knife, he will just completely stop doing his spells, which is very convenient for us. What you saw earlier was that the Grand Vizier actually revived himself. He randomly does that. I don't know why it happens, but it just does. This game is just like that. Where am... Oh. This is an interesting place to get back in balance. He dropped the parrot seeds, which I need to talk to this parrot. And he'll just summon the magic carpet to bring us out to, you know, where we need to go. And this is gonna be the final level coming up. Normally, you're supposed to fight the gardener, the evil gardener, the brother of the Sultan. He actually kidnapped the Sultan, and well, I mean, we have a flute, so we're just gonna go pop through this ceiling, jump right like, I don't know, 4 times, and then we're gonna cut through a wall that is very hard to actually get into. This is actually quite an annoying wall to actually click through, so usually it takes a few attempts to go through it. It's just a very weird jump that you have to do, and it's not consistent at all, like right there. Oh, come on. Normally this is a little bit more consistent than right now. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that was the final action of the game. For marathon runs, I normally keep the timer running until the final cutscene, because it's great, and that's we want to see all the cutscenes, right?
Thank you,
Absolutely.
young Harry. Now I must return to my place on the throne. As I have the same powers as the princesses, you must embrace me, so that I can be beamed to the palace where I'll be with my daughters.
Ali's
They
not
belong
impressed.
to you henceforth, and shall be your wives. And I appoint you Grand Vizier in place of he who failed at the task. Come on, just another little try, son. If that's not too much to order.
That prickles. I'll make up for it with my little babes.
God damn it, Ali. So normally, if you don't pick up the magic turban, you would crash right here for some reason. I want to do a few shoutouts while this amazing cutscene is playing. First of all, Kotti and Sui. Kotti ran this game in HTTP 18. Sui was the one who actually found this game back in, I think it was 2016, on a demo disc or whatever, and we started playing this game, and it's very good. One big shout out I want to make is to GOG. Back in 2018, when Kotti did his run, he put out a call to action for people to vote on the GOG wishlist to actually re-release this game. GOG came through, so you can go out there and buy this game on GOG, and it will run without you having to do anything. Well, you might want to run in windowed mode, but that's about everything. I'd also like to thank GDQ for having this game again. Oh, that's done, by the way. Yeah, thanks to GDQ for having me, and it's always a blast to show off this game again. That's about it for the shoutouts.
Thank you so much, Goost, for that amazing, amazing run of Arabian Nights. I can't tell y'all just how much I love that game, and how you get to be pants. How you get to just be pants for part of the game. It's really really incredible. Well, I hope y'all are having a lovely morning or evening or whatever time it is for you. I hope you're remembering to stay hydrated. If you haven't had something to drink recently, please do that. It's important to stay hydrated. And if you haven't, head over to Fangamer yet to check out the SGDQ merchandise that is available. They have an event badge. They have a limited edition pin. They have a water bottle. They have joggers. They have all kinds of amazing stuff. And 100% of the profits from their GDQ merch sales support MSF. So if you want to head over to Fangamer, just go to www.fangamer.com/GDQ to check out all that sweet merch. All right, I am getting word that it is time for an interview for the racing block.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for watching Summer Games Done Quick 2021. I am joined here today by Konasumi and Chazoshtare, who are running Jelly Drift and Racing Pitch later today. Thank you guys so much for being here with me.
Yeah, it's
thank you.
great. Thank you.
So I'm really looking forward to this racing block that's coming up, and you guys are bringing two very unique games to the table here. We're going to start with you, Konasumi. Can you tell us a little bit about Jelly Drift?
Jelly Drift is an arcade racing game where you have to complete 5 tracks as fast as possible. And what makes it a really cool speed run is that there are so many different sequence breaks that I'm doing throughout the run. And this is made possible due to the design of the tracks as well as how the checkpoint system works in the game. Like many racing games, Jelly Drift has a bunch of checkpoints that are scattered throughout the course, and you have to complete them all to finish the track. But you don't have to do them in order. You can do them in any order you want, so long as that you do all of them and pass through all the checkpoints. And because the order doesn't matter and the track design allows us to do so, we do every track out of order. We find ourselves going in reverse, doing cool stunts. It is a really interesting speed game, and I'm looking forward to showcasing it at GDQ.
Well, we're looking forward to watching it, but tell me the truth. What do you have against hard roads? Because I watched the run and you were not on the pavement like ever.
That's the beauty of Jelly Drift. You're on the road just as much as you're off the road and flying in the air and doing flips. There's so much variety in what your car is doing in Jelly Drift. That's the fun of it.
Well, and I think it's great that you pack so much speed tech into what is, a fairly short run, but it is just, 0 to 60 from the very beginning, and doesn't stop until the end. So I know I'm looking forward to Jelly Drift, but I do want to ask Kazo, what should we look forward to in Racing Pitch?
Well, it is a game that was released in 2006 that I've seen for the first time when I was on a birthday party in primary school. And I remembered about it several years later, like 10, 12 years later, because I was looking for a rather, funny game to speedrun, and that's what it was. This is a game where you have to control the car, to be precise, its engine speed, using the pitch of your voice. So you have to make sounds to control the car going over the track, try to not get off track too far, because if you take too many sharp turns without any ways of kind of keeping yourself on the track, then you might lose time, so you have to be careful. You have to need to remember about your brief, about how you control the speed at all times. It's kind of tricky. It's funny, but when you actually get deep down into it and get into the more and more difficult tracks, it gets increasingly more difficult.
Yeah, when I was watching the run, the thing that struck me most is, controlling the pitch as you get into the later levels becomes more and more of a factor. Did you have to do any practice to figure out what the best pitch was for each course?
Actually, I did quite a lot of practice. For the first few tracks, it's quite straightforward because what you need to do is just keep the highest possible pitch all the time in order to get the most speed and maybe avoid one place in first of the 2 tracks in order not to hit the wall and go off track. But in the later ones, you have to watch out on every single turn that doesn't have a wall that you can hit in order to stay on the track. So you need to not really keep a specific pitch, but kind of understand what happens whenever you slow down or speed up way too quickly. Because if you slow down, for example, if I would stop making a voice for a while, or if I will sharply drop the pitch, the game is gonna get the car into a skid, and the same thing happens when you go up a little bit too quickly. And you can actually use it to make some turns faster because you can kind of slide through some of the turns. But yeah, it gets very, very tricky when you have to keep in mind of like which state are you in currently at any given point.
Right, and when do you breathe during all of that, right? Because if you stop making the car noises, then the car doesn't go either.
If you do a very short break, you have time to breathe, but it can get very tiring.
I can imagine. Well, I'm really looking forward to both these games. We have a couple very serious follow-up questions regarding these racing games. I'm going to start with you, Konasumi. If you had to pick a type of jelly to drift on, what type of jelly would it be?
Oh, that's easy. I'd have to go with blueberry jelly.
I think that would, good, a little bumpy, but has some texture, which I love.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Kazo?
Yeah, I'm allergic to apples, and most jellies have those, so I'll have to go more careful. So that'll be like maybe strawberry or something.
Sure. Yeah, another good pick. I'm with you on the strawberry, and it's funny how they sneak that apple into just everything. You're never safe.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. One final question. Start with you again, Konasumi. Give me your best engine noise.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Vroom, vroom.
Love it. Perfect. And Kazo, best engine noise.
Well, you're gonna hear a lot during the run, but and
I like that. Has a little grit to it.
how it's gonna go.
That was good. That was good.
Very, very good. Very good. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. Again, we have Konasumi running Jelly Drift and Chazoshtare running Racing Pitch. That is coming up very soon. These are two runs you won't want to miss, so make sure to tune in for those. And folks, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And again, thank you all for watching Summer Games Done Quick. Stay tuned for more great runs coming up next.
What is up, friends? You are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2021, powered by Twitch. And coming up next, Konasumi is going to play Jelly Drift Any Percent just for you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Konasumi, and today I'm really excited to be showcasing Jelly Drift. This is an arcade racing game with 5